You think Alzheimer's is an old person's disease. Wrinkled hands, retirement homes, forgotten names at the end of a long life. That belief is wrong, and today I'm going to show you exactly why. In 2022, doctors in China diagnosed a 19-year-old with Alzheimer's disease. 19, not dementia-like symptoms, not stress, not burnout, actual Alzheimer's. And that should make you uncomfortable, because this case broke every rule we thought we understood. Stay with me, because this isn't just a sad medical story, it's a warning. Let's rewind. At 17 years old, this kid didn't look sick. He just couldn't focus in class. Reading felt harder. He forgot things from the day before. He kept losing his belongings. Sounds familiar, right? Most people would blame stress, lack of sleep, phone addiction, teenage distraction. No one hears that and thinks, Alzheimer's, that's the problem. Because while everyone was brushing it off, his brain was already changing. When doctors finally scanned his brain, they saw something terrifying. His hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory, was shrinking. His spinal fluid showed biomarkers identical to Alzheimer's patients, and when they tested his memory, it wasn't just bad, it was catastrophic. His memory scores were over 80% worse than people his age. By then, he couldn't finish high school. Now here's where this story gets truly disturbing. Almost every Alzheimer's patient under 30 has a genetic mutation. That's the rule. If you're young, Alzheimer's usually runs in your family. It's inherited. It's explainable. Except in this case, doctors searched his entire genome. No known mutations, no suspect genes, no family history, no head trauma, no infections, no other diseases, nothing. Which means this wasn't the type of Alzheimer's science knows how to explain. And that's exactly why this case matters. Here's a statistic most people never hear. Up to 10% of Alzheimer's cases are early onset, diagnosed before age 65. Some people get it in their 40s, some in their 30s, and very rarely teenagers. But medicine is still wired to think Alzheimer's equals old age. So when young people start forgetting things, doctors often say, you're anxious, you're depressed, you're overworked, you're imagining it. That delay is deadly, because early onset Alzheimer's doesn't announce itself loudly. It blends in, it hides behind normal problems until it's too late. The neurologists who studied this case admitted something important. This patient didn't just get a diagnosis, he changed how we think about Alzheimer's itself. Because if the disease can appear without age, without genes, without family history, then Alzheimer's is not one disease. It's a category of failures inside the brain, and we've only mapped part of it. Let me be clear, this doesn't mean teenagers are suddenly at high risk. It means our assumptions are outdated. Memory loss is not always normal stress. Cognitive decline is not just an old person problem. And ignoring early signs because someone is too young is a mistake science can't afford anymore. So here's the real takeaway. Alzheimer's doesn't follow one path. It doesn't care about age, and it doesn't wait until life is almost over. This 19-year-old didn't just lose his memory. He exposed how much we still don't understand, and until we face that, cases like this will keep catching us off guard, quietly, early, and devastatingly. So can you prevent it? Now here's the part everyone asks. How do I prevent this? Let's be honest first. There is no guaranteed way to fully prevent Alzheimer's, especially rare early onset cases like this one. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to you. But here's the part most people don't understand. While you can't control everything, you can reduce risk, and risk compounds over time. First, protect your brain like it matters. Because it does, your brain thrives on challenge, not scrolling, not binge watching. Challenge, learning new skills, reading deeply, Problem solving. Forcing your brain to work when it wants to coast. Mental laziness is not harmless. It trains your brain to shrink instead of adapt. Second, sleep is not optional. Chronic sleep deprivation damages memory pathways. During deep sleep, your brain literally clears waste proteins linked to Alzheimer's. No sleep, no cleanup. This isn't hustle culture. This is biology. Third, move your body. Regular physical activity improves blood flow to the brain and supports the hippocampus, the exact area that failed in this case. You don't need extreme workouts. You need consistency. Motion tells your brain, stay alive. Fourth, feed your brain properly. Highly processed food, constant sugar spikes, and chronic inflammation are linked to cognitive decline. Your brain is fat-heavy, nutrient-hungry tissue. If you starve it or poison it long enough, it responds accordingly. Fifth, and this matters more than people want to admit, pay attention when something feels off. Persistent memory loss is not normal. Sudden focus problems are not always stress. Forgetting recent events repeatedly is not something to ignore at any age. Early evaluation doesn't mean panic. It means power. Here's the real truth. This 19-year-old case doesn't mean you should live in fear. It means you should live awake. Your brain is not invincible, but it is adaptable. And the choices you repeat daily, sleep, movement, learning, nutrition, awareness, quietly shape its future. Not overnight, not dramatically, but relentlessly. That's how prevention actually works. Not magic, not hacks, just respect for the system keeping you conscious, and that's something worth protecting. If this made you think differently, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, and stay sharp, because awareness is the first line of defense.